Awesome. Well, thanks for the intro, Ben. I'm Steve Carter. I'm a co-founder here at Nucleus Security. If you haven't heard of Nucleus, we're a cybersecurity company that offers an automation platform designed for cybersecurity and DevSecOps teams. And the platform automates vulnerability analysis, prioritization, and response workflows. So what I'm going to do here today is just give you a real quick overview of Nucleus, talk about how we modernize vulnerability management programs, and make organizations more secure and more efficient in the process. So I'd like to start off talking about some of the challenges. Some of you might know that vulnerability management technologies have been around for almost 25 years. But in the last 5 years, performing vulnerability management effectively and at scale in large enterprises has become one of the hardest problems in IT security. So we've seen dozens of new vulnerability scanning tools come to market in the last few years to identify vulnerabilities in operating systems, networks, code, container images, third-party libraries, databases, and so on. And on top of that, it's become pretty much standard practice today to scan for vulnerabilities continuously. So scanning once a quarter or even once a month that used to do the job doesn't do it anymore. Continuous monitoring now requires continuous scanning, and often multiple times a day, especially in DevSecOps environments. So obviously, all of this vulnerability scanning results in more and more data and reports that are being generated, all in different formats, and all that contain vulnerabilities that need to be analyzed and responded to. So doing all this work manually just doesn't scale for large enterprises, and that was kind of the traditional way of doing things. Just throwing more FTEs at it, and it just doesn't scale anymore. So just a little bit about Nucleus. Our mission here is really to make organizations more secure and more productive by enabling them to remediate vulnerabilities 10 times faster with a fraction of the resources that they're using today. So we got our start with the application in 2016. It was a prototype that was funded by the National Security Agency. And then we continued internal R&D for a couple of years and then officially launched commercially in late 2018. So now we've got a large number of commercial enterprise customers representing just about every major vertical. Just recently won our first government business with an AFWERX SBIR award. So just relatively new to the federal space. Now, Nucleus solves vulnerability management problems primarily by integrating what are currently several disjointed and siloed vulnerability management technologies and processes. And then we automate what are currently very labor-intensive and error-prone tasks to enable a team of 5 to 10 people to perform the work that might take up to 100 people in a lot of large enterprises. And we're able to perform those tasks in order of magnitude faster than the manual way. So end result, just a much faster, more cost-effective and productive vulnerability management program. So Nucleus works first by consolidating all the vulnerability data in the organization, in the enterprise, and all the other data that's needed to contextualize vulnerabilities. So we do that through pre-built integrations with vulnerability scanners, of course, but also asset inventories, CMDBs, threat intel feeds, and really any other data sources that provide the context needed to properly assess the risk and impact of vulnerabilities. Next, we automate vulnerability analysis, prioritization, and triage with a workflow automation engine that we designed specifically for vulnerability management processes. And then finally, we provide a unified dashboard to really monitor every aspect of the organization's vulnerability management program and deliver vulnerability information to the stakeholders that need it in near real time as vulnerabilities are discovered. And this can be, anyone from, security officers to sysadmins, all the way down to application and product owners and developers. So these are the kind of the most common use cases for Nucleus in large organizations. DevSecOps team might have anywhere from 10 to 20 different vulnerability scanning tools in use in their CI/CD pipelines. And those are continuously scanning code as developers check in code and as apps are built and pushed to production. So Nucleus aggregates and normalizes all the output from all these tools, all this vulnerability data, and provides that the visibility and feedback to developers, again, product owners and operational security teams who all need to look at this data differently, have different questions they need answered about the data, and have different tasks that they need automated, such as reporting, ticketing, alerting. On the network and infrastructure security side, we provide a consolidated asset inventory of all devices, all cloud assets, all applications in the organization. And we enrich the scan data, the vulnerability scan data from all these tools with vulnerability intelligence relating to exploitation activity that's being observed in the wild through our threat intel integrations. And then we use that context to automatically trigger the appropriate response to vulnerabilities as they're discovered. And then finally, Nucleus is used as a platform to manage penetration tests, red teaming exercises, audits, and other security assessments. It's really nice there because we eliminate the dreaded 200-page PDF report that is usually the deliverable from those exercises, and we manage that all through the platform, and we automate response to those findings. So to get started, we've got a lot of different options here. Please have a look at our data sheets and case studies if you're interested to start with. If you like what you see, we've got a great 8-minute demo video you can watch anytime. And then finally, if you feel like Nucleus is a good fit or might be a good fit, we offer free trials and POCs to kind of try it before you buy it.